Hey guys, so it's been a little bit. I've been in between figuring out new work and things like that, and I haven't really had a whole lot of stuff to install on the car, but got a couple things that are going to be coming up. This is something that's probably desperately needed on this car, since for the most part the wide body kit on the back tends to make anything that's kicked up from the front wheels a little risky of just taking out your rocker panels, scratching the shit out of them, everything else. So I picked these up from a member on the forum, so they were used. I saved money, he got rid of them, and I get to install them. And no one else has done a video on this, and I figure at some point these are going to start popping up used, and people will need to find instructions since Megachip doesn't link their instruction kit on their website. So I figured, hey, I'll just do this. So this is ignore this one, this is my old one, the Megachips front and rear rock guard for the GR Corolla. I had the Cusco front GR Yaris ones that I modified in order to make them fit. So I figured I would just do a quick install on these today. So these are your rears, these are going to be your fronts, and there's going to be two plastic washers. This will normally come with rubbing alcohol to kind of clean the area and different 3M tape. Now since these were used, I just used new Gorilla tape, so yours will look different. But anyway, so when you get in here, they say to remove the wheel. You don't need to. There's going to be one screw. It's a 10 millimeter. It's going to be located in this bottom hole here, and then you're going to have a push clip which goes in this hole right here, and those are the only two things that you will need to remove for the front. So I'm gonna set the camera right here. Let's see. Best bet, based on what I'm seeing, is you will, let's see, push clip is just gonna go back into the top, and it's going to hold that snug. Then this one, you're going to take one of these plastic washers that they give you. It'll go right up against the screw, not underneath it. So this will then, this is slotted on the Megachip guard, so you can kind of adjust it in and out depending on how wide you want it. So for me, it's probably going to be somewhere right around there. So that's about as far in as it goes. So in this situation, I know roughly where I want it. So I'm going to use a set of tweezers because the backing for the Gorilla tape is insanely placed on there. I'm gonna pull this off. Now I did clean the entire area where this tape is going to be with alcohol prior to putting this on, so that the tape gets the maximum adhesion. So let's see. Okay, tape is off. Now I'm going to kind of just loosely kind of place that. I'm not pushing down on the tape yet, because I don't want it to stick insanely difficult. This stuff is rated for about 60 pounds. So the tape that they give you is probably not going to be this extreme, but I don't feel like trying to deal with that shifting afterwards. So now I'm just going to re-put this screw back in. Now these are like a so it's like a high density rubber, basically. It's extremely flexible. They look like they're about 1/8 of an inch thick. And so now, just going back, just pushing this in, making sure that the tape is sticking and doing everything I need it to. And there we go. So, fronts are installed, as you can see. Literally a 2-minute install, and you don't have to remove the wheels unless you really want to. So from this angle, forgive the poor lighting, but you can see it's got some good coverage. Comes out a little bit here. It's got a little bit of a kick-up angle. This way anything that hits it is directed outwards. And then on the bottom, you know, it's a little bit. It's not a whole lot, but in all honesty, it's probably about the same amount of coverage that I was getting with the Cusco ones that I modified. And I don't feel the need for the rally armor full hang, you know, semi-truck style. So for me, that was totally fine. So let's do the rears and we will go from there. So looking for the correct side. Now, for the rear, all you're gonna need is a singular screwdriver, because on the back here there are no screws. There's only one pop clip, which is what's going to fit into the bottom of this piece on the bottom. So basically it's going to be along the lines of, actually I might have grabbed the wrong one, sorry. Basically it's going to kind of fit like this, and then that bracket sits at the bottom with the push clip. So what we're going to do is try to get under here. There are two push clips under here, so you want the one that's closer to the wheel. As I'm sure at least some of you have removed these before. They're not the most fun, not the most difficult. They're just a little frustrating at times. So let's see. Okay, now this thing is just really dirty, so that's part of the reason why mine seemed so ridiculously difficult. Now, my car is garaged, but it's still daily driven, so yours will potentially be as dirty or not as dirty. So then, I'm gonna grab cloth, a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I'll just spray this down, and I'm just going to wipe down the inner fender lining. I want to make sure everything's as clean as possible so I get good adhesive from the tape. Then, once this is lined up, which I can see that it is, this will just be a matter of, let me make sure. So right there. So then I will take this clip, make sure it's pushed back in. Now to me that still looks a little loose, so let's see, I'm going to, okay, so now that that's in, this will just be same kind of flexible material. So I'm going to take my same set of tweezers. I'm going to remove this backing tape on the double-sided. But they really do not like to make this easy. So it's a matter of getting a little tiny corner piece of it up so that you can actually get there. Pull that off, and then this just gets lined up, placed, and applied. So now that those are in, everything is in place, and you can see that you get some pretty much perfect coverage. It's a little bit wider than the factory wheel, even with the 10 mil spacer in there from the factory. So even if you go with a wider wheel or a wider spacer, this should still provide you coverage on the back end. And you get a little bit of an overhang on the bottom. So I will finish up the other side and then I'll get back to you. So, just real quick from the other side, gives you a little bit of an idea. And on the front, just enough to give you a little bit of protection for these rocker panels here, all this good wide body stuff, and so you don't take out all this over body bolt-on fenders and stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody. I do have something arriving tomorrow that will be very fun to install. I should have time, and I'll be throwing a video together on that, so stay tuned. But anyway, thanks. Bye.